If I told you that earning $100,000 a year in America no longer guarantees a comfortable life, would you believe me? Because for millions of families, that's already become reality. The American dream once meant owning a home, raising a family, and retiring with financial security. Today, even people with stable careers are struggling to keep up with rising costs, mounting debt, and a cost of living that seems to climb faster every year. What if the biggest financial lie Americans were ever sold was that working harder guarantees a better life? For decades, the formula seemed simple: get a stable job, buy a home, raise a family, and retire comfortably. For millions of middle-class Americans, that wasn't just a dream, it was reality. A single income was often enough to afford a house, support a family, and still put money aside for the future. Fast forward to today, and the picture has changed dramatically. Many households are earning more than their parents ever did, yet they're struggling to save, delaying homeownership, and living paycheck to paycheck. So what happened? The answer isn't one bad decision or one economic crisis. It's a series of changes that quietly reshaped the American economy over the last few decades. And it all begins with something that affects every single dollar you earn: inflation. Imagine getting a raise every year, but somehow feeling poorer than ever. That's exactly what's happening to millions of Americans. While paychecks have increased over time, the cost of almost everything else has risen too. Groceries, rent, fuel, insurance, and everyday essentials now consume a much larger portion of household income than they did just a few years ago. The result? Many families are earning more on paper but buying less in reality. Inflation doesn't announce itself with a warning. It quietly chips away at your purchasing power until one day, the same lifestyle costs hundreds, or even thousands, more each month. And when basic necessities become more expensive, saving money becomes a luxury instead of a habit. But rising prices are only part of the story. One expense has become so expensive that it's redefining what the American dream looks like: housing. Owning a home used to be a milestone. Today, for many Americans, it feels like winning the lottery. Across the country, home prices have climbed far faster than many incomes. Add higher mortgage rates into the mix, and the monthly cost of buying a home has become out of reach for countless middle-class families. Even people with stable careers and good credit are finding it harder to afford the kind of home that previous generations bought much earlier in life. For those who rent, the situation isn't much easier. As rent takes up a larger share of monthly income, there's less money left to save, invest, or prepare for emergencies. Instead of building wealth through homeownership, many families are simply trying to keep up with rising housing costs. And here's the real problem: when your biggest expense keeps getting bigger, even earning more money doesn't always make life easier. Because while homes became more expensive, paychecks didn't always keep up. So, if people are earning more than ever, why does it still feel like they're falling behind? The answer is simple: earning more doesn't always mean keeping more. Over the years, many Americans have received raises and better-paying jobs, but at the same time, the cost of housing, groceries, insurance, childcare, and transportation has continued to rise. In many cases, those extra dollars disappear before they even reach your savings account. Think about it. A 5% raise sounds like progress. But if your rent goes up, your grocery bill increases, and your insurance premiums rise at the same time, that raise barely changes your financial reality. You're working harder, earning more, yet feeling no richer than before. That's why millions of middle-class families feel stuck. They're not necessarily making poor financial decisions, they're simply trying to stay ahead in an economy where the finish line keeps moving. And when your paycheck is no longer enough, many people turn to one thing to fill the gap: debt. What do you do when your paycheck isn't enough, but life doesn't stop sending you bills? For millions of Americans, the answer is simple: borrow. Credit cards, personal loans, and financing have become less of a convenience and more of a survival tool. An unexpected car repair, a medical bill, or even a higher grocery bill can push families to spend money they don't actually have. The problem isn't borrowing itself, it's what comes next. Every dollar spent on interest is a dollar that can't be saved, invested, or used to build wealth. Over time, debt quietly eats away at financial freedom, turning temporary problems into long-term burdens. And that's exactly how many middle-class families get trapped. They aren't borrowing to buy luxury cars or expensive vacations. They're borrowing just to keep up with everyday life. But if there's one expense that can push a family into debt faster than almost anything else, it's healthcare. The middle class isn't disappearing because people suddenly stopped working hard. It's being squeezed by forces that have been building for years. And while you can't control inflation, housing prices, or the economy, you can control how you prepare for them. Because in the end, the biggest financial advantage isn't earning more, it's understanding how money really works. If you found this video valuable, consider subscribing to Inside Harbor, where we break down money, business, and the economy into insights that actually matter. Until next time, choose insight over impulse.